Okay, so here we go. So we watched the video again the other day and observed that when we first started out, we were kind of pretty bad. So, still not very smooth and rough, but as the lesson goes along and we get warmed up a little bit more, reminded of the things, and you give us some tips, and we smooth it a little bit, but we're still not, that good. But anyhow, and I do notice too that it seems to me that my frame tends to be, I mean, I know you mentioned that I kind of bunch up on this side, but also seems like my distance is variable. Sometimes I'll open up too much.
Right.
And, I need to keep the distance more constant. It probably seems slightly closer. I think I get too far sometimes. Kind of
and then, if you want to get close, yeah, you do get your hands too far.
Right.
So if you want to get closer, it usually is like spreading your elbows more.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not just like pulling from here. It's like here. Yeah.
Right. So, and then that always reminds me, get your hand high up to the back.
Yeah.
See, look at Gary's.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
She says, look at the camera. She's got it right. The next time we're dancing, my hand is right where yours was.
Yes,
So,
it was good.
so
It's not every time, it's just that it does droop down.
Right.
And then
It's just making a new habit, right? So
Yeah.
it's just sort of automatic, and you don't have,
Right.
like, I don't think, let's see, I need to put my hand, I don't think that anymore,
Yeah.
obviously. But in the beginning, you have to, right? You have to do that.
So then we're gonna be gone for a month, so
Yeah.
no sense learning anything new to it necessarily. So
Right, just
I
kind
thought we'd
of,
just review everything we've done and give a few more pointers, try to smooth this out some more, this same old, but
hi.
we keep making the same old mistakes, so.
Yeah.
And the other thing we observed is that it's actually very helpful for each of us to dance with you individually, because to get the feeling of how it should be when dancing with each other, it's kind of hard to get. But when we're dancing with you, then all of a sudden it's so
Yeah.
easy,
Then you kind of, right.
Yeah,
Especially if you kind of learn, like I'm a very kinesthetic learner, like feeling learner.
Yeah.
Right.
Once I get that feeling, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where some people they're more auditory, they're like,
Yeah.
no, just tell me, don't do
Yeah,
it until you
yeah.
tell me. And other people
Yeah.
are like, well, just let me watch.
Right.
Some people have to get that feeling inside.
But the smoothness and everything is something you have to feel. You can't think it.
Right.
And the thing
I believe
about the being true in time with the music is important, but also there's a little bit of a pause or something that I think we need to be aware of. Like, usually you'll say, like, I'm going to heel, and then it's a pause kind of thing, or a hesitation. I feel like we
Kind of
kinda
rush through
skip-
that.
Yeah, we kind of
And
skip
in
that.
that pause, I would say, I think of mostly as like a collection.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're talking about, like if I'm doing 1, 2, 3, collect lower, then move again.
Right.
Collect lower and then move. Yeah, so there's that. And if I'm passing my feet here, is collect and then move.
And
collect
that will
and
help
then-
us keep in time to the music
Yeah.
more too, because then we see more
Mhm.
with the music. Okay.
Okay, so let me go ahead and put some music on. And you just kind of warm up with that
Yeah.
first.
See how much you can remember. Doesn't sound like a waltz. Is that a waltz thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry, just a second. I thought there was 2 things playing at the same time, so
Come back.
I just stopped it. Oh, no, sorry. Okay.
Oh, when we start, we're supposed to go.
I can do a develop or.
The starting was. Yeah, we did, but we didn't say it.
I don't know why it was playing then and not. Just start that over now. yeah, right.
I started on the right count, and he said, "What are you doing?"
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You just heard it
Start when
different.
You want to start.
Yeah, so this doesn't have as strong of a beat as some of the other ones.
I gave it not enough notice.
Right, and then you felt like you had to take a few more steps before you
I
could.
looked here and I said, oh, we didn't kill somebody yet.
Okay.
So, that's it's better.
Restart.
Chair now, meaning the next thing I'm
Oh.
that
All
twinkle,
I'm doing is following.
that twinkle in the chair, so she immediately goes into the
Ah.
Because you say
chair.
now.
No, but I mean, it's only certain, but you can't in the middle of doing
You don't
something.
have to tell me what you're going to do. I'll figure it out.
I just wanted to give you a warning so that you knew what I was going to
Hey,
do.
next. Next.
Yeah, because it has to be at that certain place, but if he tells you too early, then it's,
Yeah.
I don't even think about what we do.
or too late, then you don't have enough
It
time
starts
to.
with a twinkle.
Right, see, so she doesn't necessarily have the same structure in mind
Yeah,
as you
right.
do, because you have to think about
Yeah.
that. But the more we understand that, the easier it is for us too, yeah.
Oh, I screwed up there. I ran out. See, what? Review all the ways I can turn the corner. You turn the corner with the develop page, which I know. You gave us about 3 ways to turn the corner.
Right, now, so the pattern that you were in, when you were going outside partner, like you said, you could do the develope.
Well, I could do the 3 chords.
You could do the
Or I could
3
do the right hand turn. Those are the
And-
3 ways.
of coming out of that particular
Yeah,
pattern,
right.
or just getting out of
No, doing that pattern. and
That pattern.
Turn
Yeah.
the corner.
So I won't do the develope because you got that one. But I could do. So I did the 3 steps,
Yeah.
but then I did a twinkle after. Because if I would have done an open left turn, I would have got stuck, right? So I'm going to do my 3 steps, then twinkle, and maybe I'd do this one. That would take me right around the corner.
Yeah, I know that one now.
Yeah.
And the other one was just go.
So that's one option, and let's
Just do
see.
an immediate right turn without doing the 3 steps. Okay, let me practice those.
Yeah.
I'm going to go around and do all 3 of them.
Nice. Yep. Whoop, that kind of mixed two
Yeah,
things together there. Yeah.
I lost track of what I was trying
Right,
to do.
right, right.
I was like, oh.
Okay, then we can do the hesitation thing.
Okay, yeah.
And we can do the,
And let me just say, if I'm doing that same pattern, you just said more ways to get at them, and I don't really have enough room to do the 3 steps forward, I can always do a forward side together, close the feet, because that doesn't make me go so far forward. So on the same side here, you see how I just closed the feet there? So, and it doesn't take as much space, so if somebody's there and I couldn't really get 3 steps in, I can always just do the forward side together, like part of a box step. And then from there, I could go into a twinkle, or I could go into an open left turn, which would kind of move me back around this way. But so if I don't have room to take the 3 steps forward, and that would be when I'm on this side. So if you step back with this foot for just a second, your left foot. If I had room and you did the 3 steps, right?
right.
Or, that still does travel, I can do, whoop. So you're doing back side together,
Okay.
and I'm doing forward side together. You see how I just went into a box step? And sometimes if it's on a crowded floor, I might want to do a closed box step, because it doesn't take as much space.
I know,
Right?
I do it when I actually get stuck.
Right.
I don't know what else to do, I'll do that.
That's a good fallback.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So that puts you back into that. Again, I didn't have much space maybe to take those 3 steps traveling outside. So I still took 3 steps, but they were forward, side, together, instead of forward, forward, forward. Just as another means to,
Okay.
you want me to do that one with you one time? So let's say we're going along here. And let me just do, yeah, there you go. Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was just an easy way to come
Yeah.
out of it too. Same number of steps.
Yeah.
It's still 3 steps,
Right.
but it doesn't have to always go forward. Somebody could be there, or there couldn't be out of space. Mm-hmm.
Oops, my footmark got wrong, so let me just make sure I get the twinkle. You said don't dip too much, so 1, 2, 3.
2, 3, then forward into it like a box.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. There you go.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And when, she knew that one was coming up, so she wasn't surprised. But if I was going to lead it and I want to make sure that she knows that I'm going to stop, there's a little dip that gives her a clue. But also with this hand on her back, if I'm like this and we're getting ready to do this, if I push it all, see how that moves you forward? So I actually make sure that I keep, do you see how I have this pulled back here?
Yeah,
And not,
that way, yeah.
so if you step across with your left foot and I go like this, it kind of keeps pushing you through there, right? Doesn't it? But if I do this,
Yeah.
So I'm making sure that there's nothing that's telling her to keep going, because I could be trying to stop her and push her at the same time if I'm not aware of what the signal that I'm giving.
Yeah.
So. Let me do that one more time.
Lost track of my feet.
Yeah, so do you see how clear it was that I let you know that you need to stay behind me and that we're stopping. That was the hard part to pick it up at.
Yes.
I think it was because it was the ending and it was kind of like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
where's
Okay.
the beat coming from?
Let me just move it past the intro. Oh, there we go.
Our steps are a little awkward when we take the next step. Somehow I feel like we're stepping in the wrong place. So let's just go through real slow here. So
This is a slow song too.
1, 2, 3. Okay, now the foot.
Then you're gonna lift this arm up.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Now right there,
See,
3.
Is my foot in the wrong place or something? Because I feel like my next step is forward.
Yeah, on 3 you need to rotate more to your left. So if you did 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's why.
You see, so then I can close up.
Yeah.
Then we're ready to move forward.
Okay, I just thought something was wrong because it just didn't feel right. Like I was in an awkward position.
Oh, that felt. Yeah. And then here's another little tip on that. Because she's over on this side of you, and you're turning this way, it's easy to kind of, you see I'm tipping over to where she is, so then we kind of, our balance kind of, so I try to make sure that when I do the check and I step back, I try to, you see how my head is just right over my spine? Try to watch that I'm not tipping towards her, because it's super easy to do that, and then that can like throw you off balance. So if I do twinkle here. Now, do you see where I am here? And then go ahead and make sure that you look, I know you're looking at what I'm saying, but normally you'd go ahead and go all the way so our shoulders are square, then it's easy to move towards you there.
Yeah.
Now, so when you step back on your right foot, you see how I'm kind of, so if I don't need to go way over here either, but I feel like my head is just right over my spine instead of too much over on the right side. When you step back over onto the right foot. Now that time, when you went and took this step here, then this one kind of moved over to the left. So it's check, replace, slide back. So you see, so check, replace, and this foot is called a slip. It kind of slips right to there. Then I'm ready to step forward. So check, go ahead, check, back, slip that foot, back. Stand up all the way on it, and relax down into it just a little bit into your leg to get some power, to move. Yeah. So you have enough time there because you're not really going too far.
I feel like I'm rushing on that step right between the last one and the forward.
Right. Because it's interesting because you're backing up, then you've got to go forward, right? So you're doing check, back, back, but I need to get all the way here to get power to move forward. If I step back, but you see how my head's, then I feel like I'm already going into that forward step too early.
Yeah.
And especially because the lady, she's doing, so you can see what she's doing her check, then she's stepping back and she has a half turn to step forward towards you, leaving that foot behind, and then, because that's my next step back. So the lady's got quite a bit to do there. So by you getting all the way on the foot, it gives her enough time to get there, so she's not getting there just as you're leaving, right?
And that's the other thing I observed in our videos is that we lack this momentum. Like, there's a lot of step, instead of the thrusting
Right.
and back.
And a lot of that comes from making sure that you're all the way balanced on your foot. You engage all the joints and the hip and the knee and the ankles so that you can really move yourself into that. So if I do the gentleman's part. Yeah, and so what happened there is that you stopped, you knew it was coming, so you actually did it before me. So now see if you can, we're going to take that step and see if you can feel, so keep going. Now put your head right over there. Yeah, do you see how before the first couple of times you took a smaller, quicker step than me because you knew it was coming. That was a better one, wasn't it? Yeah. Because we were more timed together.
Yeah.
So the difficult thing is when we know it's coming up, it's like, okay, we'll just do it, but I still have to make sure that I'm in sync with when the man is doing it. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't have a real heavy downbeat either. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah. That was a nice one. Yeah, you are going to leave it out there.
Oh.
Yeah, and so because you did a check, replace, then when I take the back step, I'm kind of leaving this foot in a way that anchors me because I want to go forward next.
See, I thought I was doing it wrong because it says my foot is dangling out there.
Right, and she's doing the same thing with her left foot, or her right foot behind, excuse me, as she goes forward with her left. She's doing the check. And you see how she's leaving that foot back behind as you leave yours forward, so you're both ready to take that next step.
It felt weird that I said the foot is still out there, and then I gotta step again. It felt funny.
And if I step back, if I go like this and take the toe off the floor, it can throw me back a little bit. So I tend to leave the toe in contact until I want to go forward.
Okay.
So if I did check, back, back, then I change it to a heel. So I use that as a little anchor.
Yeah, okay.
So then change it to a heel when I'm ready to move.
Oh, I did a toe lead then. See, I left the toe there and then I forgot and I went to toe.
But see, it's when you get used to standing all the way here, it actually, you see how it changes to a heel? It's
Just
there,
by
but I don't want
forward.
to do that because that kind of stubs it. that, see how I get that nice,
Right,
clean
right.
sweep across the floor. And then another thing that would be good to practice on that same pattern, so let's say if I did it right here and there is no room to do a left turn because it would take me into the chairs, I could do a twinkle afterwards too. So if I did, okay, so you were not used to doing it that way. That's why I wanted to do it with you. Because you're used to doing that left turn. So sometimes if I'm over here and I try to do that left turn, we're going to go right into the chairs. So I do twinkle, chair, twinkle. See, and that got me away from that area and started to move me into the diagonal. Can I do that with you once, Elliot? You know what you actually did? The progressive twinkle, or the one that goes outside partner, which is another option. Because I want you to know that that actually worked what you did, but it threw you because you didn't. So here's the chair. Here's a twinkle. I'll do it slow. The chair. And once I get to here, again, I can do an open left turn, which would not be a good choice on this because it would take me that way. You do a regular twinkle, or I could do this one. And that's what you ended up doing. You went right into that one, which you could do.
Yeah, by accident.
And you know, the thing about it is that one goes a little bit straighter down the floor. So if I did the chair and the slip, and if I tried to do the left turn now, it takes me over here, right?
Yeah.
If I did a twinkle now, same spot, we just did the chair. If I did a twinkle, it could take me this way, right, towards the center. Or if I did the progressive twinkle, which is that spiraling one where I go to the outside. So here's it kind of takes me right down the floor. So that's actually a pretty good choice sometimes, yeah. And you kind of did it by mistake, but I wanted you to know that that's also another choice. We just hadn't talked about it yet. Let me do that one with you on purpose. We can do it without music if you want. So you do twinkle, chair, and now this one you wouldn't turn so much. You'd go face yourself more down the floor. Yeah. Does that make sense? No turn, really, just go straight down the floor. There you go. So that's a nice, and then you can do the develope there, or so another nice way. Really, most of the steps that you know blend together in lots of different ways, and yet, I never thought about putting that there, so.
Just practice the hesitation stuff.
Yeah.
That one really needs to she forgets to put her head back. And there's a lot of elements that it's easy to forget.
You know what happened that time? So a hesitation has only one weight change. So if I stepped forward, I stepped onto the left foot and that's it. The other foot's just pausing there, but I'm not taking any more steps. So now the next step that I do take is going to be with that foot. So when you came up and did this, you actually put that foot down and then stepped back with the other one. So I'm going to go always forward left, back right. Yeah. Yeah. And you're just the opposite. Back right, forward left. That's it.
I've been doing it sideways. You don't just go forward and back, right? You go side.
Well, and
then you have to.
right. So if I'm going to keep going to the side, you feel how I'm going and you're stopping? There you go. Now, feel me stop? So here I'm slowing down if I want to stop there. Here you'll feel me increase the speed. That's how you know I'm going to keep moving. And never to put your heels down.
You gotta lean back too.
It's just during that pause, it's sort of to embellish it while you're pausing.
Yeah.
So you're not just like,
So you're supposed to do something.
Yeah, I'm supposed to kind of
right.
go forward and then she leans back.
Yeah. And the other thing is that you need to put your heel down to be able to lean back, because if you're up on your toes and leaning back, it's just a really kind of awkward feeling. Yeah. But if you're just standing, it's easier. That's it. Now, there's like a little button right there. I'm going to show you what you don't even have to take a step.
That's just gonna tickle me.
So I'm just going to, you don't even have to take a step, but I want you to feel something. So right here where I have my hand, do you feel how I slightly press inward or towards myself? And at the same time, when you feel that, go ahead and stretch your head back. Yeah, so I'm bringing kind of this part in and that part back.
So I should be giving her that cue.
So if you did take a step back with your right foot, and then you felt that, you see how I'm kind of giving her, so I can lead it. And feels like that's kind of just going just a little bit with just the tip of the fingers, kind of like a scoop, kind of scooping you up into that. Yeah? Let me have you do it once and I can make sure that you got the right. And then if you want to go ahead and move to the side, keep it moving, right? Be careful that you're not doing it through.
Right, okay.
So relax your shoulders. Now try just doing that on my back with, yeah. And it feels like, kind of like a little, kind of cut in, like even like a little, And then keep your shoulders down. That's it. Nice. Yeah. So each time he gave you a little reminder. Yeah. And that kind of helps sync us up together too, right? Yeah. I like this one, it's pretty. Nice. You feel that lead? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then think about this right here, this spot right here. When you do that, kind of just get a little lift, because right now this is down just like a little bit forward of my feet. So if I just did this, or if I did, yeah, there you go. So just a slight, and I'm coming from here instead of just coming from there. Yeah, yeah. And then keeping that. Yeah, nice. There you go. And see how your heel's down on your right foot right there? That allows you to balance over it. Nice. And then coming from there too, it keeps you from getting a sore neck, right? If you're just doing it from the neck, it starts to pinch back in the back. Yeah.
Like it's getting a cramp almost. Like, you know, I have to keep putting this.
I can hardly feel yours.
I know you keep saying you hardly feel it.
Do you feel it when he did it?
I felt it when he did it. Let me do it with you and see if you feel it. So I feel like there, yeah. Boom, boom. It's subtle, right? So you don't want him to do too much because then it'll pull you out of balance, right? So it's just an indication of his
It's a reminder,
timing.
more or less.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so what else can we put?
So last we were working
We
on.
also did the rainbows. And
Yep.
Okay,
Flops and.
It's like a chair, but
Yep.
then you lower the hand and then you.
And the other thing that's slightly different from the chair is when I step across like I would in the chair, the back leg on the chair I would go right back to it, but on this one I'm going to move it to my right as she moves to my left, and then I step over to the side. Right? So that has, so when you're in the chair action here, see that foot goes that way as I go this way. Yeah. And dropping the hand down also gives her a little clue too.
So how do you deal with the cord?
So in this case, you could either just come out after that one.
Well, I can do the flip flop.
Right. So if I did, and I ran out of room, I could just come out. Right. Or the flip flop, like you said, is almost easier.
Yeah.
Because then you're already open. So I'd bring her there, and I either bring her back and forth, which is the passing, or I go, she goes. I go, she goes.
This is a good one to practice on a small floor because it
Yep.
forces you to come
Yes.
to these decisions.
Yes.
So actually, we want to start down the wall.
Uh-huh. Now just bring her over to your side, and you can just pass her. And then when you get to this corner, you could go around or come out. Or not. But that would be the other ending. He did the right ending. Yeah. So that got you around that corner, but if you're in another corner and want to go, if you flipped around her at that corner, then that's another nice way to keep that moving around the floor.
I got stuck too soon. I mean, like I was right there.
So try that one more time. Yeah, try that one more time. Because Linda kind of did a little bit different thing there than, yeah. But you did get to the end of the floor, so. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you go around her here. Yeah. And she goes around. You go around. And then you can come out.
Now I got stuck. I got too close and. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, just then it's like, okay.
Okay, what is the next
So
one?
probably right there would have been perfect to do that,
Oh, okay, just
Right.
the hesitation.
yeah? Or the hesitation or the developing.
Oh, developing.
Because you were in outside partner, you were
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
outside partner, so,
So I got a brain freeze. That's
Yeah.
what I said. I know I'm running out of space.
yeah.
And I couldn't think of the options. So I stopped.
And a lot of times, especially because it comes up so quick, it's like we tend to wait a little bit too long before
Yeah,
we
right.
decide, and then there's like, yeah, then it's really crowded. Yeah. But that was good. Can you try one more time? Yeah, so that was probably kind of a tough place to start that pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna keep it.
But one other option that you do, that we did do a little bit of, is turning her there, which probably could take a little less turn, so that would look like this. Do the same thing, kind of right where you did it. So, and that way I can, it doesn't take as much space for me to, let me do that one more time. So let's say I kind of misjudged it, and I was like, ooh, I'm out of room. You see how I got out of that corner? Yeah? But again, I'm used to like how much room things take, you know, so you get more and more, just like driving, right? What spot can you fit into, right? You know, to learn to judge that.
It's always my challenge, especially if the floor is really crowded, then I choke up. I can't think that long. I'm too afraid of all the variables. Everybody's.
Yeah, because you got to watch the people.
Yeah, to deal with just the corner is one thing, but.
It's kind of like crossing the street in China.
Yeah, right.
You just go and they avoid you. You know.
And you know that is true. Like the more advanced dancers,
Yeah,
they don't worry about. I mean, they have an awareness, definitely because they're more advanced. But they also tend to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
And when you're newer, you're like, oh wait, yeah,
Like a taxi driver.
yeah,
You know, they just.
yep, yep. But yeah, you get more spatially aware, and then you kind of have an idea. Like I can look out, and sometimes though, you know, because I don't dance a lot leading socially. So, you know, when I do, sometimes I'm like, you know, somebody starts to back right into you, and there's like nothing, you know. So, so it's a challenge, but it's a. On that same move, yeah. Let me do that one. Just a solo turn. And then I just came out, I just did that one. If you had more space, you could do more than one.
Yeah, this is you got barely time to do one of those maneuvers per side.
You want me to do it once with you?
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm holding my breath again.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta stop or I'm gonna pass out.
Okay, we're almost out of time, so just one last.
Do you want to do that one together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Good one. Got a little closer.
I got wobbly.
But hey, you did like 3 or 4 good ones though. Yeah, and remember when that one was difficult just to do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting on our axis a little spin.
Each other.
Right, but the spinning was better. Yeah, that last one you started to get a little bit crowded, and and it got Well, way good. Yeah, I think that was everything.
Yeah.
I think we went over everything, right? Yeah. Send you on your way.
Yeah.
Come back with the volleyball moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can teach me a few little things.
Yeah.